King Manadeva was a Lichchhavi king of Nepal. This inscription dated to 495 to 96 AD gives us valuable information about his rule as well as the geographical boundaries of the influence of his empire. He suppressed several feudal chiefs of the east and west, who raised their heads in rebellion and conquered Mallapuri. He minted coinage which is called Mananka. The Lichchhavis are said to have migrated to Nepal from North India. The first Lichchhavi king of historical importance was Mana-deva-1. A fairly wide kingdom stretching from the Gandaki to possibly the Kosi seems to have existed under him. The Lichchhavi period is often synonymous with good governance and administration. There was peace, prosperity, and a stable political scenario during this period. The Lichchhavi period is called the Golden Age of Hindu India's history. The society was based on a caste system. A system which separated society according to the family professions. Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaisya and Shudra were the major castes. People used to live in joint families. The women held dignified positions in his empire. Inscription number 54. Changunarayana pillar inscription of Mana-deva. Year 386 Provenance, Changunarayana temple. Near Kathmandu, Nepal. Script late Brahmi of the northern class of about the 4th to 5th century AD. Language Sanskrit. English translation of the inscription. On the first day of the bright half of the month Jesht of Samvat 386, while the moon stood in the constellation Rohini, in the excellent Muhurta called Abhijit. Victorious is Hari, whose resplendent beautiful, broad and high chest is marked by Srivatsa, whose joy has highly increased by the arms and the lotus-like breasts of Lakshmi, whose hand is perpetually engaged in rotating the revolving machine, that is the three worlds, who is eternal, who dwells on the Dolgiri and who I.e. worshipped by the gods Animishai is equal to lit. Those who do not wink. There was an incomparable King Vrishdeva, who reduced strife with counsel, resolution policy, valor and wealth. Who rose to be true to his words and who grew in power with his learned, very proud, steady, famous and obedient and properly controlled sons, as the sun grows with its bright rays. His son, comparable to a lion, as Sankardeva, whose country was prosperous, who was unconquerable in battle by his enemies, who was a terror to his enemies, who had a truthful mind, who had gained great fame because of his learning, valor, gifts, honors and wealth, protected the earth with the help of loyal servants. Even of him, who had excellent piety deeds and fame. There was a pious and understanding son of superior qualities, King Sri Dharmadeva, who was a religious soul, striving to imbibe modesty. Having established himself with the righteousness in his vast kingdom inherited from his ancestors and has expanded it with prudence, with royal and saintly conduct and by pleasing the minds of people, the king, equipped with moonlight luster and a clean body and heart, having settled down over the earth, shone forth with and the wealth of rich counsels. His excellent wife, the illustrious Rajavati, born in a pure family, was most dear to his very soul, because of high birth and virtues, as Lakshmi was to Hari. After illuminating this entire world with the rays of his F.A., when the king went to heaven as if on a trip to a garden, Queen Rajavati, who remained busy with ritualistic activities concerning gods and fasts before separation from him, then became very lusterless, afflicted with grief and dull. The Queen Rajavati, though known as the queen of that king, was his Rajya Lakshmi, and was bound to follow him to become his consort in the other world. To her had been born the illustrious King Mana-deva of blameless conduct, who always accelerated the world with his luster like the autumnal moon. Having recovered, heaving a long sigh, she lovingly spoke to her son, with a faltering accent and tear-soaked face. Alas, my son, your father has departed for heaven.